Hey guys, today we'll be talking about the Analects of Confucius 7.7, which is pretty short, but it is really useful for understanding Confucius as a teacher, and that is his openness and his standards. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. 7.7. The master said, I have never refused to teach anyone who, on his own, has brought me a bundle of dried meat on his first visit. So the only things that you really do need to know about this specific passage are the words never refused to teach anyone and brought me a bundle of dried meat on his first visit. So please don't misread this as Confucius demanding tuition payment or anything like that. This isn't really like a commercial transaction kind of thing. So the real message is that Confucius won't refuse to teach anyone who shows even the smallest sign of seriousness or commitment. And the seriousness and commitment is signified through the bundle of dried meat, which is a very humble offering. So basically, during the olden days or during Confucius's times, usually students would offer a gift or like a ritual offering when formally seeking instruction from a teacher. So even the smallest offering is still an offering, and so even the smallest offering, even the humblest offering, can show a student's seriousness and commitment. And this is really important because it shows Confucius's openness to teaching students. So he essentially will teach anyone, regardless of social class or rank, if they have the correct or proper attitude and seriousness. This ties in with the idea that in this case, the external part or the gift part of the gesture isn't really as valued as the inner gesture, the inner intentions, I suppose. And that doesn't mean the external part is not important. Actually, Confucius needs and values both. But in this case, even the smallest external gesture can mean a really big internal gesture. And he uses a bundle of dried meat because it is the humblest offering that is acceptable. So this can mean if someone doesn't have a lot of money, then even if they offer just a bundle of dried meat, then they can learn from Confucius. And the gift itself doesn't really define the teacher-student relationship / bond. And unlike a commercial transaction in which it's more like you get what you paid for, or you ask yourself if you got what you paid for. But in this specific Confucian teacher-student relationship, it's more like asking, how could you, have you, or the teacher can ask himself if he has fulfilled his role in the correct way, and the student can ask himself the same thing. And so I want to touch more on the Confucian teacher-student relationship. In the Confucian relationship, the teacher has a moral obligation to correct his students and set them on the right path, and also set an example for the students, and as in actually doing what they are teaching. And the student also has a moral obligation to be sincere, respectful, serious, and show actual commitment and effort, and also practice what they have learned. So yeah, essentially, all in all, the core message here is that Confucius is willing to teach anyone who shows even the minimal sign of seriousness and the proper form and also commitment. So he is both open in the way that he doesn't think that teaching is only limited to social rank, which is a lot different from what the teachers in his time were doing. And also, it shows his standards, the part where he's kind of closed in a good way. And it's that his only requirement is that the students must show seriousness and commitment and an actual willingness and an ambition to learn. And if that proper attitude is shown, then Confucius will not hesitate to give them the information that is needed in order to set them on the correct path. And yeah, that will be all today, and I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!